Once upon a time, nestled at the edge of a great green forest, lived a sweet little girl. Everyone who saw her loved her, but no one loved her more than her grandmother, who would have given her anything. One day, her grandmother gave her a beautiful little cap of red velvet. It suited her so well that she wouldn't wear anything else, and so she came to be known as Little Red Riding Hood. One sunny morning, her mother called to her. "Little Red Riding Hood," she said, "here is a piece of cake and a bottle of wine. Take them to your grandmother. She is feeling weak and they will do her good. Be good and quiet on your way, and don't stray from the path, or you might fall and break the bottle." Little Red Riding Hood promised to be careful. She took the basket, said goodbye to her mother, and set off. Her grandmother lived deep in the forest, a good half-hour's walk from the village. As Little Red Riding Hood entered the forest, she met a wolf. Now, Little Red Riding Hood didn't know what a wicked creature he was, so she wasn't the least bit afraid of him. "Good day, Little Red Riding Hood," he said with a sly smile. "Thank you kindly, Wolf," she replied. "And where are you off to so early?" he asked. "To my grandmother's." "What have you got in your basket?" "Cake and wine," she answered. "We baked yesterday, so poor, sick grandmother can have something nice to make her stronger." "And where does your grandmother live?" the wolf inquired, his eyes gleaming. "Oh, a good quarter of an hour farther in the woods, under the 3 large oak trees. You'll know the house by the hazel bushes," she said, quite innocently. The wolf thought to himself, "What a tender young creature. She'll be a better treat than the old woman. I must act cleverly to catch both." So he walked alongside Little Red Riding Hood for a bit, and then said, "See, Little Red Riding Hood, how pretty the flowers are about you. Why don't you look around? I believe you don't even hear how sweetly the little birds are singing. You walk along as if you were going to school, while everything else in the forest is so merry." Little Red Riding Hood lifted her eyes, and when she saw the sunbeams dancing through the trees and beautiful flowers growing everywhere, she thought, "If I take a fresh bouquet to grandmother, she will be very pleased. It's still early, I'll get there in good time." And so she ran off the path and into the woods to pick flowers. With every flower she picked, she thought she saw an even prettier one farther on. And so she went deeper and deeper into the forest. Meanwhile, the wolf ran straight to the grandmother's house and knocked on the door. "Who's there?" called the grandmother. "Little Red Riding Hood," replied the wolf, disguising his voice. "I'm bringing you cake and wine. Open the door." "Lift the latch," called the grandmother. "I'm too weak to get up." The wolf lifted the latch, the door swung open, and without a word, he went straight to the grandmother's bed and gobbled her up. Then he put on her clothes, drew the curtains, and lay down in the bed. By now, Little Red Riding Hood had gathered all the flowers she could carry and remembered her grandmother. She was surprised when she arrived to find the door standing open. As she walked into the room, everything felt so strange that she thought, "Oh dear, how uneasy I feel today, and usually I love being at grandmother's." She called out, "Good morning," but received no answer. She went to the bed and drew back the curtains. There lay her grandmother, with her cap pulled far over her face, looking very strange. "Oh, grandmother," she said, "what big ears you have." "All the better to hear you with, my dear," was the reply. "But grandmother, what big eyes you have." "All the better to see you with, my dear." "Grandmother, what large hands you have, all the better to hug you with." "Oh, but grandmother, what a terribly big mouth you have." "All the better to eat you with." And with that, the wicked wolf leapt out of bed and swallowed poor Little Red Riding Hood whole. With his appetite satisfied, the wolf lay back down, fell fast asleep, and began to snore very loudly. A little while later, a huntsman was passing the house and thought, "How the old woman is snoring. I must see if something is wrong." He went inside, and there in the bed, he found the wolf. "So I find you here, you old sinner," he said. "I've been looking for you for a long time." Just as he was about to raise his rifle, it occurred to him that the wolf might have swallowed the grandmother, and that she could still be saved. So he took a pair of scissors and began to cut open the sleeping wolf's stomach. After a few snips, he saw the little red cap shining through. He snipped a little more, and the little girl jumped out, crying, "Oh, I was so frightened!" It was so dark inside the wolf. And then the old grandmother came out alive too. Little Red Riding Hood quickly fetched great stones, and they filled the wolf's belly with them. When he woke up, he wanted to run away, but the stones were so heavy that he collapsed at once and fell down dead. The three of them were delighted. The huntsman took the wolf's skin, the grandmother ate the cake and drank the wine, and Little Red Riding Hood thought to herself, "As long as I live, I will never again stray from the path by myself when my mother has forbidden it." And that is the story of how she learned to always listen to good advice and be very, very careful about who she trusts. Thank you so much for watching with us today. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more classic tales. We'll see you in the next video.